Hey, party people rocking out with your hands in the air, screaming like you just do not care. We we are the Renegades of Funk, and I've just gone 4-1 in a league, so I'm pretty happy about that. And the crowd just said Bo Selector, so it's time to start up another league. Yeah. So let's see what we get, and we're going to talk through some draft picks, or some sealed deck picks, and just crack on really, and hope that we pull an Avacyn, preferably in foils, so that I can sell it for mad money and get some more drafting going on. So back once again with the ill behaviour, with the ill behaviour, with the ill behaviour, with the ill behaviour. It's the Renegade Master. Power to the people. Do we have an Avacyn? That's all I care about. We don't, but we do have two game trails, one of which in foil. Um, in terms of cash roll, our cash monies, that's pretty good. We have an Epiphany at the Drown Yard. Um, there we go. Let's just click the rares and see what we have. Farley's Lieutenant. So it's interesting with Sealed because I did a massive article about like not getting fixated on rares, but actually rares is one of the first things you should look at, I think, nowadays. Or when I say you should, I say that I do look at, because a good rare can push you a little bit over the edge. So we have a bombastically powerful rare in Slayer's Plate. That's an awesome card. Engulf for sure is fantastic. A Dork. Dorks are now rare, and they cost 2 mana, not 1 mana. That's how good Dorks are, and how different that is. And we have 2 game trails, so we could feasibly play red-green with some decent fixing there, like, and have a very consistent deck. We could even go Naya by the looks of it, or even go into Jund. And we've got a warp landscape, so that's good. So let's have a look on the white, and let's have a look at creatures first. So when I'm doing sealed decks and I'm like at GPTs or PTQs or GPs or wherever, what we're basically doing is we're taking every single card and we're filtrating it into colours. Werbug, which is white, blue, black, red, green, and colourless and all the rest of it at the end. After we've gone into a Werbug, we then go. So we have like basically 6 piles in front of us, sometimes 7 depending on what kind of a set. If it's like a gold featured set with lots of multicoloured cards. In this particular case, what we'll be doing is going sort all of our Innistrad cards into white, sort them into blue, black, red, green, colourless. Once we've done that, we've got 6 piles in front of us. The first pile is white, and we filtrate the creatures and non-creatures. We do that for blue, black, red, green again. And now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to look through every single pack of creatures we have and try and establish where we have lots of creatures and not lots of creatures. Where we have good creatures and not so good creatures, and where we have bombs. Because creatures are what wins limited. Make no mistake. Now, our white is fantastic for creatures. First things first is these mana symbols up here. If we have 2 white on a lot of the cards, that's going to be a potential like kind of flag to raise, because that means the fixing's not so great if we're going into multicolours. And the other thing we notice is like we don't have well, first of all, we don't have many of them. We only have this double white 3/3 flyer, which becomes a Dark Angel if she is Delirium, which is interesting. But we have a good curve. Now the curve is kind of like the creatures at mana cost 2, 3, 4, 5. So you can imagine this is like a nice cheeky little curve here. Our mana curve, it's called, okay? And ideally we want none at 1 mana, a few at 2 mana, most of them at 3 and 4 mana, a few at 5 mana, and 1 or 2 at 6 or 7 mana. So this is good already. Kaffar's Champion, unfortunately, is a pretty wankaboodle card. It's a pretty it's a piece of shit, basically. I'm not a fan of this card, really. There's too many like ping 1 damage kind of effects in the format, so we've gone from 11 down to 9 already, like in terms of like powerful cards. But Maulin Drifter's sweet, Farley's Lieutenant is absolutely sweet, the Kaffar is sweet, the Inquisitor's sweet, the Ox is kind of okay, the Inspiring Captains are great, and the Emissary's pretty decent. So white is looking okay. As for blue, we have 7 blue creatures, so we've gone from 11 down to 7, and even if we get rid of the dogs, we were at 9 decent white creatures. Here we'd have to have something freaking sweet for blue, but we don't. We have A 0/3 what mills us, or mills them. Wow, okay. A Reckless Scholar, that's kind of cool. Stitch Mangler's great. Giant Explorer's good, this is good, this is okay, and this ain't great. So, yeah, blue's not looking too great, and with 7, man, there's nothing here which is like gonna hit them, thump them hard. So, let's move into black, where we just have 7 as well. Okay, bleh. Difference here, though, it looks like we've got some real good cards in black. The Morkut Necropod I'm not too excited about, but neither the Hound. But I do like the Twins, I like the Revenant, I like the Crows, I like the Rats, and I like the Bloodswarm. What do we have in red? Even less creatures, down to just 6 creatures. And we have Voldaren Duelist is great, Pyre Hound is great, Mad Prophet is okay, it's got great artwork. Bloodbound Vampire is pretty good. The Emperor Wolf is good, and Village Messenger's iffy. So green, what do we got in green? We have the Timballs, the Solitary Hunter, the Intrepid Provisioner, the Stoic Builder, Loggers, and a Cultivator. So we have great, and a great card, and a kind of good card, and a great card, and a great card, and a kind of good card. Colourless wise, we have a Frab and Gargoyle. Okay. So now we're gonna look at some non-creature stuff, and first of all, we're gonna see if there's a non-creature kind of instance and sorcery, like put tokens into play and stuff like that. So here we have removal. We have kind of like a spirit thing, and we have 2 bits of removal in white. So the other thing we're gonna look at is removal, because that's really, really, really important. Blue, oh great, we've got a ton of blue stuff. We do have Rise from the Tides, which is not too bad. Jace's Scrutiny is not too great. Sleep Paralysis is pretty much removal. Blue's not looking too great. We're going to have to ditch blue by the looks of it already. Oh, why, black, 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 black. Look at this throttle removal. Oh no, I thought it was better than it was actually. We just got a Geese's Bidding and a throttle. That's not too amazing. Red has no removal at all, and our green, we need some good green to kind of come with the decent green we've already got. We've got the Vessel of Nascency. Interesting. Confront the Unknown. Interesting. Rabid Bite removal, nice. Or Tumnal Gloom. That's kind of cool. Root Out is just not really needed. This is kind of cool. And that's kind of okay-ish. What do we have in terms of colourless non? Let's go click on Artifact. That'll bring up the colourless stuff, won't it? Boom. The Apparatus and the Slayer's Plate. So maybe green and white is probably our strongest colours, because the creatures were pretty sweet and there was some levels of removal, so let's just see how it goes when we build the deck and see how we feel. So no, not yet. Let's go for the power stuff first. So power, 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 power. Those are the cards what we like. Decent enough to play. Decent enough to play. Decent enough to play. They've all got, every single card here has got human as well, I believe. Just something to consider. We're already at 10. So we're happy for the Drifter. We're happy for the Wolves. We're happy for a 3/3 Angel 5. And we're happy for a 2/4 for 5 as well. So we're at 14 already. Let's go into Artifact. Let's go into Colourless as well. We're happy for a Frab and Gargoyle as well. That's just a sweet card. So now let's go into Instants. Removal, removal. Fantastic. Sorceries. Removal. Nice. Some kind of weird pump stuff. Put a card on top from graveyard. It's kind of alright, that not forgotten thing. Enchantments. Autumnal Gloom. The whole Delirium thing's quite interesting. I'm not terrible about that. I do like a land what taps more mana. And question skill's probably not terrible with the amount of humans we have. Can we splash red? Because we have a load of decent red. Mana fixing. Well, we've got Slayer's Plate we need to put in. In terms of red, this is everything red. We managed to get 10 red cards. And these aren't amazing red cards. These are, in fact, utterly, utterly terrible red cards. With perhaps Voldar and Duelist being the only card there of note. Makes the Groundskeeper worth taking, for God's sake. Have a neglected heirloom. When an equipped creature transforms, you get to transform the heirloom as well. That's not a terrible card. And this one is self-mill, and the explosive apparatus is some kind of just standard removal, so I don't mind that. And that makes us to 22. So we're just going to have to look at another green and white card here and see if we find a singleton card to put us to 23, because our mana curve isn't high. 22 is decent for like Zendikar, where you were playing with like 7, 8, 9, 10 drops sometimes. This format is a bit quicker. You don't quite need so many, in my opinion. Oh yeah, that's not a terrible card. What's the Autumnal Gloom again? So this is Delirium. It can end up netting us some value. We've got the Cathar's Champion, which I think we're probably going to put a Cathar's Champion in. I know I don't like it, but you see it just makes that 3 mana slot go to 6. And if we sort by creatures, non-creatures, you can see that curve is pretty nice. I would like... I mean, the perfect curve for me would be more like that. So you can see it peaks at 3 and then drops down, but probably with the cards we have, probably not going to do that. So we go like this. Right, in terms of land, see we have a stone quarry, so we really can look at red just one more time. There is absolute fuck all in red. That is such a shame. Our fix. Oh, we have Pyrehound. That's not bad. It's such a shame because our red is so fixable with mana. It is unbelievable how 1, 2, 3, 4 sources to go into red. Such a shame. Red's my favourite colour as well, so it's a real shame for me. 9 and 8 seems about right. Yeah, 9 and 8 seems right, and we'll probably remove a... We'll probably go 8 and 8 and have a Warp Landscape, what generally is going to go for... generally is going to go for a forest. Or a plains even. So that's green, white, Humies. So let's make a new deck and see what we got. Let's go for a blue deck and just see what we can do with blue. So creatures first. So we have Mangler, we have this dude, we have this dude, this dude, this dude, and this dude. Then we have yes please. Yes, please. Yes, please. No, thank you. We have yes, please. We have yes, please. We have... maybe not with Ghostly Wings, but Sleep Paralysis is sweet. So we could look at black, perhaps, as our allied colour. We don't see too much going on there. In fact, black is pretty much unplayable. Red is also really unplayable. So we could go blue-green. If we did, it'd be boom. Boom. Now, do you know what? Green-white is like... It's just the best deck. Green-white humans is the best deck we've got, so we're just going to go with that, to be fair.